What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Old Glory. Welcome back to Old Glory Garage. Finally getting around to messing with the dump truck. It's been a busy week, so I haven't been able to film a whole lot. So I'm going to try to do a little bit, cram some here in the end. I'm going to go over kind of the current task list of things I need to do to get this thing roadworthy again. Currently, probably wouldn't leave my street with it just because of how it drives. It does run, drive, dump, and kind of stop, but it's got manual disc brakes. I think they need to be gone through. See, it has a giant hole in it. Into some other oddball things like no brake lights, probably need those. Probably wouldn't make it very far with the cops around here. Yeah, what else is there? Oh, the driver's side window. I'd love to get stuck in a storm and have it wide open. I was able to find a vent window for this thing off of one of my buddy's dad's. So glad he was had parts of these things laying around. Was able to sell me it. It's getting hard to find parts for these 67 to 72 trucks used unless you're buying new. But new, I don't have that kind of budget. So used parts it is. Anything I can make work. So, let's get into it. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you want to keep watching this series, here's a list of the stuff that I'm going to try to do on this thing. Besides some sheet metal repair that I'm going to do this winter. Please like and subscribe just to follow along, and it'll help me out. So, our 69 big booty Chevy. Starting off just to get this thing roadworthy. I got the vent window for it and try to get the driver window actually functioning again. Have a window in there so I can close it. Plates and insurance. Taillights need wiring and lights reinstalled. Old ones pretty much rotted off. Old brackets got rusty. Oil change. The throttle likes to stick. It's not too bad, but you got to use your foot to kind of pull it back to idle it down. I really need to check the brakes at all four corners. Who knows what I'm going to find in there. Somebody was through it at one point. It has brake lines on there that looks like they've been replaced in the last 10 years at some point, so I don't have to deal with that nightmare, but not sure the status of the wheel cylinders and brakes and adjustment inside. I got a seat cover for it already. Luckily I was able to find an inexpensive vinyl seat cover from eBay that will work great for what I'm doing and still be really durable. I thought about doing one of the Mexican blankets at first, or I think they're called saddle blankets or something, but I just wasn't a big fan of some of the designs on them and whatnot, so just this vinyl rope on cover for cheap will do for now until we eventually do something with the seat. Tires at some point, they still all hold air. I haven't had issues. I think I might just try to clean them. They're a high ply. Yeah, they're 6-ply. These are tube tires. So I might just deep clean them and then try to re-oil them and try to keep them back to life, or maybe do a little bit more Rust-Oleum refinishing. Maybe the paint will hold the tire some. Don't judge. I'm sketchy. Don't copy me. Yeah, for now, around town, they're fine. They're holding air. They'll do the job. Paint.
Get back to work.
I got some Ace paint for now. I'm just going to probably rattle can the truck just to get it all black. Eventually do a Magic Tractor Farm and Implement paint on this thing. Or just put Rust-Oleum in a paint gun and spray it. Alright, let me show you some of the parts I was able to acquire so far. So going on the list. Some supplies. I hit up eBay, was actually able to get some some old cab and chassis takeoffs. So these are like off newer vehicles. Yeah, so 2013 GM. I figured I can move the bracket around on these. Yeah, I can move the bracket, drill some new holes, maybe spin this up. So mount it up, or bracket on top. We'll see though, but got options for it. There's connectors there. I don't have another side dome. I don't know if I want to just, I'm probably just going to lop them off and put some heat shrink solder things on there. And then I got some durable plastic loom stuff. Love this stuff. Looks great. Some, oh boy, what were these called? These are called cable glands, but I'm going to use them to run wires. So I'm going to run the taillight wires up into the toolbox. I read in a forum somebody used these trailer brake wire things. They run these and then run wires out to their taillights on it. Easy way to do circuit management, and then also trailer brakes eventually. You can wire all the lights and everything through those. But yeah, so running the wires up into the toolbox and using these to protect the wires to go through the metal so they don't rub through. And then some Amazon specials. I ended up finding my door handle, but I got a new set of door handles and window cranks. Something that really irritates me is the truck currently on the passenger side. Somebody went crazy and completely pushed in this. So you have to like put your finger in there and like push it funny, and it's nuts. So I was able to find TRQ, which usually makes steering suspension parts like tie rod assemblies and other steering components, but I guess I've branched out to other stuff. They actually make these door handles, so super heavy, all decent metal, really good quality. Got these on Amazon also. Links for all this I'm gonna try to put down in the comments. If I have any links I can throw in there for you guys for the parts list. But yeah, super high quality. They're just, I keep touching them so they keep getting, they're shiny. Look at this side, they're great. But yeah, high quality, good stuff. Buy those. And my seat cover here. So this is real thick vinyl, and it like rope attaches around the seat, which will do fine. And then there's also the seatbelt holes already put in the middle, and it looks pretty long, so it definitely should fit this full-size bench seat. But I feel like for the cost of this versus getting a $300 to $500 kit for this thing, this is going to be perfectly fine for now. And since it's vinyl and not the blanket setup, any water, dirt, or anything should just be able to wipe off, clean off real easy. And then sliding in and out of the truck will also be a lot easier on this than a blanket. And then I got all the stuff for doing oil change on this thing. So it takes 5 quarts. Mobil One actually came out with a zinc oil now to compete with AMSOIL's Z-Rod, which I was about to buy that because I usually buy AMSOIL for all my other vehicles, but this was in stock at AutoZone and I want to wait. So I'm going to give this stuff a go. Oh, perlator. I usually try to run good filters on top of running good oil. Their lookup tool ends at a certain point that it's hard to look up for the 4.1 liter 250 GM engine. It shows different things. I end up having to go online and try to find other people to list the right part number for it. So hopefully I don't blow the engine. This is the part number that I found to use for this thing. And then I'm going to try to probably run a little bit of seafoam in the oil and the fuel to try to just clean it up. It's probably gunky and gross from sitting. Now I'm running the whole thing just a little bit. And then a little paint. I figured I got gloss black just in case I want to do something. I think I did the wheels with that. Most things I'm going to try to do like a satin or semi gloss black on this. But I'm going to try to mimic the current old faded black paint on the front clip and try to do the rest of the cab black anyway, just so it kind of matches. Also, still on the hunt for it. I found out that these mirrors are factory spec ones, but they're called like Western Junior mirrors or something, kind of like a semi truck. Ford used these mainly. GM did use them for a little bit for these things. You can still get bits and pieces to them. Like I found you can get the mirror assembly. I haven't quite found a whole new setup anywhere, so I might try to clean these up. But a whole new stainless setup would be nice. So from GM, these only came in white, I guess. Except maybe on this truck, because it was, I don't know, they got different colors underneath. Yeah, these things usually come in white. This one might have been originally painted orange with the truck, because it was cabin chassis Flint is where this thing was built at. So it might have been painted from the factory with them. Don't know. Let's walk around here. So here, window set up on this side, it's there. And then the great door handle. So you got to kind of fish around in here and push it. And then there's my vent window setup. Funny thing is, the one I got, it's got orange overspray on it like the truck. Same color as the truck. So I figured it'd go well. I'm really glad it came with the screws. So I'm gonna try to hunt those down. I got one bolt or screw down there to mount it. And the window for that thing's actually just chilling down on the doors. It kept falling off because it didn't have this track. We'll see if we can get that put in. There's the seat. A couple too many farts in there. Blew a hole right through it. So that cover should fit on here good. I was looking at the option codes in here. Oh, I still forgot to vacuum this out. Oops. Looking at the options, this truck was basically plain, like a whole lot of nothing, just a work truck for the most part. Come to find out, you can get these without a stereo. So originally, it's rusty right here. It's because there was originally a block off plate there, because there's no radio in this truck from the factory. And just leave you to your thoughts. Oh, I never looked too close over here. Beautiful. It's not as bad as a lot of these trucks is the worst part. Usually water will seep in either around the window seal there and start rotting it out and go up in. Or a lot of times, which this truck I think has the problem, the drip rail up here. No one ever resealed it over the years. So water would sit in there, leak into the roof, pool in here, and then completely rot this out. And water, I'm zoomed in too far. Water would eventually also go down the A pillar here and rot that out too. I know with this truck here, I was able to pull some of those fabulous nuts. These ones here, they were up in that hole. So there's been mice in the damn ceiling on this truck. So TBD on how I want to fix this part. If I want to pull the window or just reseal the outside for now, we'll see. At least the mirror's still mounted, but the bottom two screws don't really hold on to much anymore, so it kind of rattles around when you run the truck. Well, there it is. I guess stay tuned for more videos. This is just kind of an update of what I got for parts on this thing as we continue with the project. Truck still runs beautifully, still fires right up. Pull it in and out of the garage all the time if I need to work on something else. And luckily, just enough room up to the shelf there to bring this thing in. So, also I got to figure out here. So, I got to back up some. So the door, it doesn't shut unless you push it down a hair. Oops. And then it shuts great. So I got to figure out with what was done before with the cab mounts and the rockers, and if it was ever in an accident, which might be why there's a different front clip on it. What do I need to do to get the cab back to straight again, or is it just a door alignment? Not sure. Guess the gaps look all right on it. Except, I mean, ignore down there. That's where the patch panel's been put in. You know, front clip doesn't count. But around the rest of the cab and the door, it looks fine. So we'll see. I'll be playing with it. Cool. Well, thanks for watching the video. It's just a quick update, show you where I'm at, show you what parts I've been able to acquire for it so far as a stockpile stuff. I'm gonna try to record some more and do some more stuff this coming week as I get a little bit of free time. One brick at a time. Can't do it all at one time. Family and kids would murder me. Be a bad dad if I just devoted everything to this thing. So yeah, let's get at it. Stay tuned for the project.